We bowl off Mello TV Sports with cricket as South Africa will hand the debut to middle order batsman Keegan Peterson as they seek solutions to a brittle top six lineup in the first test of a two-match series against the West Indies in St. Lucia starting tomorrow. Now the tourists have a dominant record against their host, who have only won 3 of their previous 28 matches, though recent tests have been rare, with this only the second series in a decade. Ailing South Africa have got past 300 just twice in their last 19 test innings, having lost a number of stalwart batsmen to international retirement, including most recently Faf du Plessis, following their 2-0 series defeat in Pakistan back in February. Now they have slipped to number 7 in the world rankings, their joint lowest ever position, and below the West Indies. The hosts, led by Craig Brathwaite, will hope to clinch a famous series victory, being unbeaten in their previous 4 test matches. Much will be at stake for the visitors as they embark on a tough rebuilding job under the leadership of newly appointed test skipper Dean Elgar. They will back the pace trident of Kagiso Rabada, Andrich Norje, and Lungi Ngidi to make a dent in the West Indies batting order. There will be a lot of pressure on Elgar, Aidan Markham, Temba Buvumba, and Quinton de Kock to do the bulk of the scoring. The last 2 teams thus battled out in a test series in 2015 in South Africa. The hosts comfortably emerged as victors with a 2-0 series margin in the 3-match series. They won the opening test in Centurion by an innings and 220 runs, and the third test in Cape Town by 8 wickets. The second test in Port Elizabeth ended in a draw. On to track and field news. Olympic 110-meter hurdles champion Amar McLeod is down to compete at the Diamond League meeting in Florence, Italy tomorrow. McLeod is rounding into form after a 13.08 second clocking in Hanaglo on Sunday and will take on world bronze medalist Pascal Martineau Lagarde. The other Jamaican listed for the meet is Megan Tapper, who is lined up in the 100 meters hurdles. Still on track and field news, Olympic athletes will be subject to GPS monitoring, as will members of the media. This from Tokyo 2020 Organized Committee CEO Toshihiro Muto. Muto, speaking at a news conference today, also said the monitoring system will be used not to track every single movement of the Olympic participants, but to retroactively trace them if an issue arises. Tokyo is set to host the once postponed 2020 Olympics from July 23 amid concerns that the global event will burden a medical system already strained by the coronavirus pandemic. The city remains under a state of emergency amid a surge in COVID-19 cases, with the start of the Olympics just over 6 weeks away. They are set to run from August 23 to July 8, with the Paralympics following from September 24 to August 5. On to basketball news. Joel Embiid had a playoff career-high 40 points. This as the Philadelphia 76ers leveled their Eastern Conference semifinal series with the Atlanta Hawks last night. The 76ers won 118-102 at home to make it a 1-1 in the best of 7 series. Embiid added 13 rebounds as well. Earlier, he came on second to Nikola Jokic in voting for the NBA's most valuable player for 2020 to 2021. In the Western Conference, the Utah Jazz, the number 1 seed for the playoffs, opened their semifinal by edging a 112-109 win over the Los Angeles Clippers. Donovan Mitchell scored 45 points for the Jazz, while Kawhi Leonard had a team-high 23 points for the Clippers. Meanwhile, the Denver Nuggets' center Nikola Jokic became the lowest drafted MVP in NBA history and the first player in franchise history to win the award. The Serbian center started all 72 games for the Nuggets and averaged 26.4 points, 10.8 rebounds, and 8.3 assists per game, all setting or matching career highs. The 26-year-old was drafted 41st overall in 2014 and is only the second-round draft pick to become an MVP after Willis Reed in 1970, who was the 8th pick in 1974 when there were just 9 teams in the league. An all-star for the third year straight, Jokic is the third European to be named the NBA MVP after Dirk Nowitzki and Giannis Antetokounmpo, who won the award the last 2 seasons. Jokic earned 91 of 101 first-place votes for a total of 971 points, with Embiid second with 586 points, and Golden State point guard Stephen Curry third with 453. On to tennis news. Defending champion Rafael Nadal today reached a record-extending 14th French Open semifinal after outlasting Argentina's Diego Schwartzman in Paris. Now, Spanish third seed Nadal, who won a record 13 titles, won 6-3, 4-6, 6-4, 6-love against 10th seed Schwartzman. In women's play, Iga Swiatek, the defending champion, is out of the tournament after a straight set 6-4, 6-4 loss to the 17th seed Maria Sakkari in the quarterfinals. The 20-year-old, who won the title last year without dropping a single set, found herself challenged by the power of Sakkari, who was appearing in her first Grand Slam quarterfinal. Sakkari will now face Barbora Krejcikova in the semifinal after she overcame Coco Gauff 7-6, 6-3 in the earlier quarterfinals. Sakkari's progression to the semifinals means that for just the 5th time in French Open history, a player seated outside of the top 10 will lift the trophy on Saturday. It is also the first time in the Open era at Roland Garros that there are 4 first-time semifinalists. Krejcikova is unseeded, as is Tamara Zindasek, who will take on the 31st seeded Anastasia Pavlyuchenkova in the other semifinals. Now to end tonight's sports package, we present you with Sports Spotlight. In tonight's Sports Spotlight, I want to talk about the fastest woman alive. Yes, the fastest woman alive is now a Jamaican athlete, and that is Mommy Rocket. That is Shelly-Ann Fraser-Price. And I am so happy and so proud. Now, at the J3A JOA Destiny meet at the National Stadium on Saturday, she clocked a blistering 10.63 seconds. Of course, that previous title was held by Carmelita Jetta, who clocked 10.64 at a meet in September of 2009. She has worked so hard, and I'm proud of her, and with little but with Talawa, rounding into form for the Tokyo Olympics, and I can't wait. This has been Sports Spotlight. And those are the stories making sports news tonight. We now head back to the news desk with Shelly-Ann Hill.